No matter what you've been through, God is the ultimate restorer. There is no loss so great, no brokenness so deep, and no opportunity lost beyond His reach. You might feel like you've wasted years or missed chances, but let me tell you, God can redeem them all. He's the kind of God who takes what looks like ashes and turns them into something beautiful. What you see as broken, He sees as a masterpiece in the making. Think about the time when things in your life fell apart, when you thought everything was lost. The days you spent struggling, hurting, and wondering if things would ever get better. Maybe you even looked back and regretted the decisions you made, the chances you let slip by. But here's the truth. Nothing in your life is beyond God's power to restore. No matter how deep the wound or how long you've suffered, He can turn it all around. God is not only capable of bringing back what you've lost, He has the power to multiply it. He doesn't just restore. He makes things greater than they ever were before. Just like when a field that's been barren for years is revived with new life, God can bring your dreams, your hopes, and your future back to life in ways you never imagined. What may seem impossible to you is possible with God. This isn't just about returning to where you were. It's about stepping into a future that's bigger, brighter, and more fulfilling than what you thought was ever possible. So don't look at your situation and think it's beyond repair. Trust in the restorer, the God who makes all things new. When God restores, He doesn't just give you back what you lost. He does something even greater. He takes what was broken and makes it whole, not just in the way you imagined, but in a way that exceeds all expectations. Think about Job. He lost everything: his health, his wealth, his family. It seemed like there was no hope, no way forward. But when God stepped in, He didn't just give Job back what he had. He restored it and then some. Job's blessings were doubled. God doesn't do things halfway. When He restores, He brings increase. What was taken from you, what you thought was gone forever, will not only return, it will return in abundance. That's the power of God's restoration. It's not about going back to the way things were. It's about stepping into something better, something bigger, something you couldn't even have dreamed of. You might look at your life and think, how can this ever be fixed? You might feel like the damage is done, like there's no way to recover from the years that have passed, or the opportunities that have slipped away. But let me remind you, God specializes in bringing beauty from ashes. He's not just going to fix what's broken, He's going to make it more beautiful than before. Think about it. When God restores, He doesn't just patch things up. He makes things grow in ways that are beyond your understanding. The pain you've experienced, the losses you've endured, they won't be in vain. God will turn it into something greater than you could have imagined. Just like Job, you will see the double portion of what was lost. So, don't settle for less. Trust in God's restoration. What He's got in store for you will be more than worth the wait. When God restores, He always does it better. No matter how dark your past may seem, God does not hold it against you. We all have our struggles, our failures, and our regrets. Maybe you've walked through pain, disappointment, or even shame. But here's the good news. When you turn to God, He doesn't define you by what you've done, the mistakes you've made, or the hurts you've experienced. God is a God of restoration, and He specializes in taking your brokenness and turning it into something beautiful. He doesn't just heal your present wounds. He empowers you to build a future full of hope, blessings, and new beginnings. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not have to control you. When God restores, He lifts you beyond the chains of regret, beyond the labels the world may try to place on you, and sets you on a path toward a future that is far brighter than you ever imagined. The key is not to let the mistakes of yesterday define your tomorrow. When you allow God into your life, He gives you the strength to rise above your past, to let go of the shame, and to walk confidently into a future that is filled with His grace and mercy. It's not about being perfect, it's about allowing God's grace to shape your life, to heal the wounds, and to move forward with a heart full of faith. So, if you've been carrying around the weight of your past, it's time to lay it down. Let God restore what was broken, and let Him build something better for you. Your past does not define who you are, God does. He is the restorer of your heart, and He's making all things new. When you turn to Him, He's not just fixing what was lost. He's giving you a fresh start and a future that is overflowing with blessings. Restoration is not just about what we can touch with our hands, but also about what lives deep within our hearts. It's easy to focus on the material losses, the things we've lost, the chances we didn't take, but true restoration comes when God heals our souls, our emotions, and our spirits. Maybe you've been through seasons of heartache, grief, or disappointment. The weight of the world might feel heavy on your shoulders, and joy might seem like a distant memory. But here's the truth. God's restoration goes beyond fixing the outside. It's about healing what's on the inside. It's about God bringing back your joy, your peace, and your strength in a way that no circumstance can take away. You see, God doesn't just heal your wounds. He replaces them with something beautiful. His peace isn't a temporary fix. It's a deep, unshakable calm that stays with you, no matter what you face. His joy isn't based on what's happening around you. It's something that fills your soul and helps you rise above every trial. God doesn't just restore your emotions. He renews your entire being. When you feel like you've hit rock bottom, He lifts you up and gives you the strength to stand. When you've been broken by the storms of life, He breathes new life into you, filling your heart with hope again. So, if you're struggling with pain or loss, know that God sees you. He understands the weight you carry, and He promises to restore your soul. He will take the pain and turn it into purpose, the tears into laughter, and the darkness into light. God's restoration doesn't just heal, it transforms. His peace, His joy, His strength will fill you, and you'll emerge stronger, braver, and ready to face whatever lies ahead. When God restores, it's not just for you, it's for those around you, and for generations to come. The years you thought were wasted, the struggles you endured, and the pain you've gone through, they're not just forgotten. They become the foundation of a testimony that will inspire and uplift others. God doesn't just heal for your sake alone. He uses your journey to teach others, to show them that no matter how dark the night, there is always hope for a brighter day. Your restoration becomes a story of His grace and power, a story that shows the world that no loss is too great for God to redeem. What once seemed like wasted years are now transformed into a living legacy that testifies to the greatness of God's mercy and restoration. Think about the struggles you faced, the pain, the heartache, the times you felt lost or forgotten. Those moments are not in vain. They've shaped you, molded you, and now they are part of your story, a story that will reach people in ways you may never fully understand. What you've been through can be the very thing that helps someone else find hope, strength, and courage. God doesn't let your pain go to waste. He takes what was broken and uses it to build something beautiful, a testimony that will speak to the hearts of many. Your story, your struggles, and your victory in Christ will echo through the generations. It will be a reminder to others that God restores, that He heals, and that He gives purpose to every season of life. So, let your story be a beacon of hope. Let it be a legacy that stands as a testament to God's unfailing love and His ability to restore what was lost. What seemed like wasted years will become the very foundation of your legacy, one that will impact others and leave a lasting imprint for generations to come.